there. Good morning. It's me again. How are you doing on this great Friday morning? Hopefully you're doing well. Weekend is upon us. Let me know down in the comment section what you've got going on. Should be a big weekend in sports. We've, of course, got Premier League. We've, of course, got MLB. And we've, of course, got our NHL and NBA playoffs. Also, let me know down in the comment section, how are you feeling after NFL Draft Round 1 is concluded? Do you think your team improved? Do you think your team improved in the right areas? Let me know down in the comment section how you're feeling. Bills, of course, trade out of the first round altogether. We're now holding on to the first pick there of the second round. I didn't know how to feel about it, and then I went and listened to Brandon Beane's press conference. I'm okay with it. I really like the justification of getting out of the first round, the picks that they were accumulating, how far they were able to jump up in the respective second and third round. So feeling good about it. We'll see. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of phone calls being made to Brandon Beane holding on to that first pick in round 2. We'll see if we make a selection or if we make another trade. But in Brandon Beane, I trust. We've got 3 picks today, so we should be able to get ourselves a couple of starters here in day 2 of the NFL draft. Let's go ahead and turn our attention, though, back to today. Let's go ahead and make sure we recap yesterday, and then we'll dive on into the action. We'll, of course, got Premier League and Major League Baseball to go ahead and talk about today. Throwing up that recap, we are going to go ahead and get the Ring That Cash register after a 5-in-1 day plus 4.19 units. Make sure you go ahead and hit that like button if you were part of yesterday's cash. 5-in-1. If you tailed any of those plays, do let me know by hitting that like button. It felt like, as somebody who sits here and grinds and handicaps every day, one of those days was right around the corner. It felt like we were close to having a big day, so it was nice for that one to go ahead and come through. Let's go ahead and talk through these. Nestor Cortez under 6.5 Ks. I mean, twirled a hell of a game. Stayed in there, 7 innings. 3-run ball. That's a hell of an outing, but nowhere near going over 6.5 Ks, so that was a good plus money cash. Mackenzie Gore up against the Dodgers under 5.5 Ks. Easy. Give him credit, though. He also was able to limit the damage. There was definitely traffic on the bases there by the Dodgers, but other than Ohtani, he struck out his first 2 at bats. He did a relatively good job of or in terms of the Dodgers, in terms of avoiding the strikeout. So good one right there. Another one at plus money. Nick Martinez, we talked about that one. That's now, those cashes, god damn, those cashes feel good, right? Because that was the angle that we attacked in that series of Phillies not only having good numbers versus both lefties and righties, but to come along with it, not striking out as well. We pick up Nick Martinez, another plus money cash as he came in at even money. So love that one right there. Padres on the F5 run line. I tell you, having watched that game, you just got to tip your cap to that Rockies manager for leaving Dakota Hudson in there. Like, what the hell was he doing being trotted out there for that 4th inning? I'll never understand, but goddamn, I have to give him a kiss on the cheek next time I see him, because leaving Dakota Hudson out there, he, of course, runs into more damage in the 4th inning. Ultimately, he ends up giving up a couple runs, which we needed, because the Padres, Randy Vasquez, he was giving up runs in his own right. They win 6-4 at the end of the 5 innings. Phillies also pick up the F5 run line, another plus money cash at even money. Zach Wheeler is in control much of that game. Really only in trouble in the 3rd or 4th inning, but did not end up giving up any runs, just lost his command there a little bit. And then the Phillies bats do enough in the 2nd inning. I think they had like 4 extra base hits. The cherry on the top was obviously the 2-run bomb there by Bryce Harper. We only tripped up by the Blue Jays F5 money line. That's one where you look back and you're like, God damn, if I could have just avoided that series, right? We lost 3 picks in that series, all 3 picks in that series, dropping 3 units in that one. Painful. Blue Jays F5 money line couldn't come through. Game gets called early, and ultimately they lose through the first 5, 2-1. But excellent of a day. You look at that card and you've got 6 picks. Only one of them was at juiced money. 5 of those 6 picks were at plus money, and we get 5 of the 6 to come home with us. So you love to see that right there. Plus 4.19 units. Good day there. Now, positive on the week. Good amount of arbitrage money. We actually did not earn that $5 free bet. I craft these tweets throughout the day, and then I just forgot to modify them. It was that first basket promo over on ESPN Bet where you get the $5 free bet, win or lose. Unfortunately, the guy I predict didn't end up playing in the game, so it got voided. So got our $5 back, but did not pick up a $5 free bet. MLB season, now plus 4.72 units. Got there, obviously, a really nice day. Got that sitting back to where it should be, in my mind, back to where it deserves, because we've had a good MLB season. So love to see it right there, boys. Let's keep it going on into today. Again, let me know down in the comment section how yesterday treated you. What are you up to this weekend? I want to know down up in the comment section. A nice slate to get into today. So let's not waste any time. Let's just jump right on into it. We'll, of course, start with some soccer bets, where Matt and I broke down all these games yesterday on Between the Posts, so won't be hitting you with any analysis on today's show with these picks. What I will do, though, is pull up my phone and we'll do a Premier League rapid fire. How about that? Instead of justifying these picks for the second time. Premier League rapid fire. I'll do every game from a money line, and then I'll let you know over under as well. So pull up the phone here. So we've got some live lines to go ahead and look at. Actually, I'm not going to even call off the lines, because you got to do 3 for each game. Just so I can look at it here and I can know the over-under. So first game here between West Ham and Liverpool. I said it a week or so ago, that the goals for Liverpool are just drying up at the worst time. I mean, Atalanta, whoever they had played previously, they had burned us, I know, on a team total. The goals just drying up. I still expect them. I would still expect the over 2.5 to hit. I would still expect the over 2.5, but I kind of like West Ham. I don't think they played midweek. I would take the draw. I would take the draw at plus 400, but I would take the over 2.5. Give me like a 2-2 game, somewhere around there. 2-2 game. Liverpool dropping more points in the run-in for the title race. Give me a draw in that matchup. Fulham and Crystal Palace. I obviously like the over 2.5. That's a play that's obviously made the card. I like Fulham here. I'm just going to trust the home and away stats. Fulham here at Craven Cottage. Give me Fulham on the money line, but give me the over 2.5. Sheffield versus Newcastle. It's at St. James's Park. You can see from my second bet, I expect goals to come early and often here by Newcastle. Newcastle, big favorites here at minus 450. Yeah, Newcastle on the money line, and give me the over. Wolves and Luton. This is another play where certainly like the over based on the play that I've got. I see both teams being able to find the back of the net, but I see Luton being able to keep it close. I like to draw in this one. I'm just not concerned with Wolves. Matt does like Wolves money line. I get it. It's a great pick, but I think I just lean draw here. Something sells 2-2 on this one. Wolves are going to be able to keep this one close with the Wolves absentees. I like draw and over. Man United versus Burnley. Hard not to like an over with how just United concedes goals. That being said, in control against Coventry. Relatively speaking, in control against Sheffield. Here comes another basically championship team coming in Old Trafford, and Burnley. Not going to be surprised if they can keep a clean sheet, but I'll go over just because they give up goals. But I do like Man United on the money line. They got enough to overcome Burnley here at home. Everton and Brentford, probably like the under, and I'll go draw. This one smells 1-1. I just like what Sean Dice is going to be able to do here. So I'll go draw, and I'll go under on this one. Chelsea and Villa. I like I like Villa on the money line. And I will go, if Cole Palmer's back, the over should hit in this one. Obviously, we've got a player prop in this game. We need Oli Watkins to score or assist. Matt has been really hot with this prop. This bet came from Matt. See if Matt can't stay hot. I fully expect Matt to stay hot with this kind of player prop that he's been picking on. So give me Oli Watkins, obviously, in this game. I like Villa on the money line. With Palmer, I bet it trips over. Without Palmer, I can see Villa clean sheet for sure. Bournemouth and Brighton. Yeah, I like Bournemouth on the money line here, plus 120. That's a tough one for the over-under. Brighton, I know they went up against City, but they didn't do a goddamn thing. They were hell-bent on playing it out of the back yesterday. It costed them, obviously, on that third goal, but a mistake was always coming. Steele was flirting with danger in that game yesterday. The commentator's like, oh, yeah, that's why De Zerbi picked him, because he's better, on the ball. Jesus Christ. He was making me nervous. Well, not making me nervous. I'm not a Brighton fan, but just making me nervous. Bournemouth on the money line. I'll go under. I'm going 2-0 Bournemouth. 2-0 Bournemouth. Brighton, nothing. We know their home and away splits are kind of drastic. Bournemouth on the money line under. Tottenham, Arsenal. It's always hard not to like an Arsenal, or a Tottenham over, even though it's Arsenal, best defense in the league. I do think Tottenham is able to get one here at home. I like Arsenal on the money line, and a very entertaining. Both teams to score over 2.5. I know Matt gave that out yesterday as one of his official plays. I think he said minus 135. So it's even for a Tottenham game to get minus 135 for both teams to score over 2.5. Pretty good. For a Tottenham game. I do expect that bet to cash. Give me the over and Arsenal money line. Forest and City. Said it last week on Between the Posts. Best play was Arsenal City money line. That cash. Obviously, Arsenal beats Chelsea and City beats Brighton. I go right back to that same play. Arsenal City money line. Just think these two teams are going to keep picking up 3 points every week. Both of them are pretty much identical. Sound on defense and can just punish you on the offensive end. So, yeah, for sure, like City to win the game, and probably is going to trickle over. Yeah, probably going to trickle over. Probably 3-0-ish, so probably just tricks over. So, all right, that's all I'll do it this week in the Premier League. I've, of course, got 4 official bets in the Premier League this weekend. All 4, ironically, are Saturday. Just shit happens. Will I add something for a Sunday? Yeah, once I go 8-0 today on the MLB slate, pick up 4 more early wins in soccer on Saturday, I'll probably do Bournemouth on the money line. I really like them against Brighton. Let me hit the nose here. Then let's dive on into some MLB action. I think a real nice MLB slate, fellas. So I'm excited to talk about it. Let's do it. All right there, boys. Let's jump on into the payoff pitch where, of course, we like to preview the entire MLB slate. What's going on this Friday? No vibes out there today? No energy out there from the peanut gallery? Hell, yesterday we had 20 people watching us. We had comments galore. Today we've got no comments and only got 3 people hanging on. Only 3 people trying to make some money on this great Friday. Nobody's got a bar tab other than 3 people. Only 3 people need the bar tab paid for. That's it. Let's get it, boys. I'll bring enough energy for 20 people. I'm fired up. I'm looking forward to talking about this MLB slate. Let's just jump right on into it, boys. Quick hits. I'd like to give you guys my opening thoughts on today's MLB slate. Coming off one of our better days of the year yesterday, going 5-1, hitting tons of plus money bets. I'm looking to go back-to-back on the monster days. So let's do it, boys. Second base, or second inning, call it around the bases. I'm going to go ahead and take a couple games and break these suckers on down for you. Let's first start off with this Reds-Rangers matchup. And goddamn, I hope I gave you guys the right bet in this game. But I'm on the under in every which way you can really talk about in this game. You want to talk me into a nerfy? Yep, I could sign me up for a nerfy. You want to go ahead and do the F5 under 4.5? I bought it at plus 106, was ready to go ahead and get that bet out on Twitter. Was like first level of handicapping, and then when I did the second level of handicapping, I was like, okay, I really like this. Let me go see what the price is. My plus 106 became minus 118, and I just didn't think that was fair to tweet it out at that point where we kind of really weren't even in the same neighborhood of prices. So then I've pivoted to the Reds F5 team total under 1.5 at even money. I like the full game under, under in this game. Eovaldi, he's cashed this in 3 of his 5 starts. He's allowed his opponent to stay under 1.5 through the first 5. His only misses were against the Braves and Astros, and those are really good teams, and in those 2 games, he was victimized by the home run ball. He gave up 3 home runs. Otherwise, the cashes, dominated weak opponents, was able to avoid the home run ball. And here you get the Reds coming into town. We've bagged on the White Sox. It's time to bag on the Reds here a little bit. They've now owned the worst batting average in Major League Baseball versus right-handed pitching, hitting 162. To go along with that, a very, very high K percentage. In fact, they're the only team right now over 30% in the K percentage at 30.4. Not really worried about them hitting the long ball. It can always happen, but when you rank 27th in slugging, 27th in OPS, and 28th in weighted runs created, add that in, the worst batting average at 162. Yeah, sign me up for Eovaldi to continue his dominance here at home. Look to make this 4 cashes and 6 starts. Give me a plus money cash to kick off the show. Reds F5 team total under 1.5. Again, I will get to it in rapid fire, but sure, F5 under, full game under. These bullpens, just to expand on it a little bit, and we can touch on the full game under. I mean, you've got both bullpens right now in the top 10. Both bullpens right now, ERA 3 or under. Both of them whip under 1.5 and under. Both of them opponents batting average below the Mendoza line. Really like the under in this series. Play it however you want. I'm going to do the Reds F5 team total under 1.5. Another under that I like, and we'll do the second game here and around the bases where we take a couple of them and break them down. Yankees and Brewers. I'm going to go ahead and take the under 8.5. Is that a current line? Or is it dropped to a flat 8? Let's see. It's still at 8.5. It's actually juiced to the over. So maybe you hold out and wait for a 9. It's actually juiced to the over a little bit. It was minus 110 up against minus 110. Slight juice now on the over. Both of these offenses are coming into this game struggling. Both of them are in the bottom 10, batting average 23rd and 24th. Neither of them have a lot of power to the plate. The Yankees do have a little bit more power coming to the plate, and their offensive numbers across the board grade out a touch better. Again, they hit 23rd, 24th. In the league, so they're both struggling. But the Yankees do grade out better, and it all comes down to the power. So while I like the Yankees to win this game, I think they could, be the team that is more likely to, hit a 2-run home run or maybe a couple solo home runs. Overall, they should struggle, consistently being able to get hits. Both of these bullpens are absolutely great right now. We've kind of talked about the Yankees bullpen with the series that they had up against Oakland Athletics, which kudos to you if you took the Athletics yesterday. Again, that was a great hit. But Yankees bullpen's in the top 10. The Milwaukee bullpen is actually top 3 right now. I mean, just fantastic. 1.02 whip. That's fourth best in Major League Baseball. The opponent's batting average of 161 is second best. The ERA of 1.14 is number 1 in Major League Baseball. And the FIP of 2.84 is fourth best. Really love this Milwaukee Brewers home run. They have not given up a long ball in the last 10 days. They've avoided the home run. So, yeah, I like the under in this matchup. Struggling offenses, great bullpens. Luis Hill's on the mound for the Yankees. You know he's not going to pitch deep into this game, but he's going to throw 100 miles an hour. He's going to strike out a lot of people. And I'm fine with that. It's one of those pitchers where he's going to go 5 innings. He's likely not going to give up more than a run. Just that's the kind of stuff he's got. And then you turn it over to a top 10 bullpen to keep the game low scoring. Yankees, Brewers under 8.5 runs, minus 110. Do like the Yankees also picking up the win in that ball game as well. Let's move it over to the third inning. Let's shut up and pitch now and give out some pitching props. Obviously went 3-0 on yesterday's show with pitching props. Let's do it again with Kyle Harrison of the San Francisco Giants. Going to go ahead and do under 5.5 Ks plus 108 over at FanDuel. He's cashed this in 4 of his 5 starts, and sometimes it's a little funny when you look at the back of the baseball card. You're like, oh, cashes in 4 of the 5. Who did he miss against? He actually missed against the Nationals, ironically. Well, I would have probably bet that game. The Nationals never strike out. Shit happens sometimes, and sometimes the stats won't win out, but 4 of the 5 times they have won out. Pirates right now are great in K percentage. They're running 19.4%, so we love that. Kind of like the Phillies, right? Phillies aren't striking out, but they're also hitting the ball. The Pirates are hitting the ball right now, too, versus left-handers. Hitting .286, which is second best in Major League Baseball. Slugging .411, so bringing power to plate. The chance to make contact with the ball, make contact hard with the ball with a good slugging percentage and get some home runs. And then also 19.4%, just not striking out at all. So give me Kyle Harrison under 5.5 Ks. Also in that same game, on the other side of the bump is going to be Quinn Prester, maybe. I like him under 3.5 Ks at plus 106. Stayed under in his only start this year. He had 2 strikeouts. In 2023, stayed under in 5 of 10. And then you dig into his numbers. It's like, damn, dog. Like, you got some gross-ass numbers. Obviously, only the 1 start this year, so an 8.3 ERA, a 350 opponent's batting average. His whip was 1.85. And it's like, this is not by accident. Last year, you had a 7.74 ERA in 10 starts, a 290 opponent's batting average, a 1.7 whip, and your K per 9 was at 6.5. So who he is this year in 1 start is exactly who he was in 2023. You're able to barrel his shit up. You're able to get a lot of damage, and you're not going to strike out against this guy. Giants come into this game hitting right-handers really well at 278, weighted runs created of 117, and a great strikeout percentage of 18.9%. So everything's there. Checks all the boxes. Give me Quinn Priester if that's how you pronounce it. Under 3.5 Ks at plus 106. And one more for you here. Joe Musgrove under 5.5 Ks plus 120. If you want to go grab the under 6.5 Ks at about minus 160, go for it. But this is the Phillies. This is 3 straight cashes with this Phillies team. We know everything about this. And Musgrove in his own right, just look at the 5.5 line. He stayed under the 5.5 line in 5 of his 6 starts so far in 2024. Phillies smoking right-handers. They're smoking left-handers. Again, just gonna fuck it. I'll hit the stats. What the hell? Maybe somebody missed every show this week. How about your second best batting average right now versus right-handers? 287. A lot of Blower at 490. OPS of 831. Weighted runs created of 127. Strikeout rate 19.5%. That's what we're looking for. Below 20%. It's been great. It's been fun watching the Phillies stay under this week. Let's see if they can't do it again tonight to Joe Musgrove under 5.5 Ks at plus 120. Let's go ahead and move it over to long shot. That's what we do here in the 4th inning. Like to find a dog on the board that can find some bark and give you a good cash. It's going to go to Seattle. I'm gonna go right here to the Mariners and gonna fade the Diamondbacks here in this matchup. Diamondbacks facing a right-hander here in Emerson. You know, kind of ho-hum, right? If you look at the back of his baseball card, some good, some bad. But really just going to fade the Diamondbacks here versus left-handers where they only hit 239. You know, their weighted runs created below league average at 91. Not a lot of power at 338. We've kind of been sitting here now for about a month, and it's like Diamondbacks versus a left-hander. I'll tail. Diamondbacks versus a right-hander. I'll gladly fade. And you're going to fade them right now with the Mariners, who have a top 5 offense hitting 275, slugging 402, weighted runs created of 135. The only thing they do all season is they strike out. I mean, these boys strike out at 26.2%. This is just who they are. But, man, they're hitting the ball really well. And this Mariners bullpen, you want everything about it. ERA under 1, FIP 2.3, whip under 1, opponent's batting average right at the Mendoza line at 200. And, of course, the Diamondbacks do it all worse. We've been bagging on this Diamondbacks bullpen really all week. ERA near 6, FIP over 5, opponent's batting average 274. Your Mariners are going to be your dog of the day today. Give me them over the Diamondbacks. We get the advantages other than the starting pitching is probably about the one advantage you don't get, and you're hoping that their inability to hit right-handers can kind of even that starting pitcher out. Otherwise, hitting and bullpen goes pretty substantial to the Mariners. So they're easily going to be the dog of the day at plus 115. 5th inning, keep swinging. Let's do some hitting props now. Let's do Jose Ramirez, where he's 8 for 27 up against Chris Sale. Jeff McNeil, there are the Mets. He's 8 for 14 up against Mike Colas with 3 doubles, so perhaps an over 1.5 total bases. And if anybody's going to be hitting Trevor Williams for these Marlins, Luis Ariz is 7 for 16. He's got a double and a home run also against Trevor Williams. So I like those 3 guys today to certainly do some damage. 6th inning, it's a steal. I'd like to go ahead and give you my Nerfy of the day. Damn near made the card, to be quite honest, fellas. Damn near. Let's get it, Ryan. Damn near made the card. Damn near made the card. Maybe it's the sour taste in my mouth from getting burned with, 2 outs in the bottom of the 1st and Twins Sox. Error in Blue Jays Royals. I don't know. Maybe it's a sour taste, but I like this one. Nationals and Marlins at minus 115. These teams are number 1 and number 5 in Nerfy percentage. So obviously 2 of the best Nerfy teams in all of the MLB at 85 and 83%. 85 and 83% of their games respectively, 1st and 5th in Major League, will go ahead and get you a Nerfy. Nats don't hit left-handers at 196, and Marlins really don't hit right-handers at 229. Luzardo, 5 starts, been clean in all 5 of them. Trevor Williams has been clean in 2 of the 4. Let's just hope that the Nerfy percentages will really stand up in this one. Very rarely do you get 2 teams hooking up that are greater than 80%, both in the top 5. Nationals, Marlins, Nerfy of the day, minus 115. Very fair price at minus 115 with both teams at over 80%. We'll see what happens tonight, but I imagine it's going to be hard to top this Nerfy. Who are the starters Saturday? I mean, this is Mitchell Parker. I liked him, and Edward Cabrera. Really like that right-hander for the Marlins. He really can rack up the strikeouts. That'll probably be the Nerfy of the day again tomorrow. And then, might as well see who throws on Sunday. Patrick Corbin and Ryan Weathers. Corbin's actually been good in the 1st inning. I actually talked about him. And Ryan Weathers he spun the ball pretty good in his last start. So, anyways, that's the nerfy of the day today. For sure be the nerfy of the day tomorrow with Cabrera on the mound. I'm going to look to add that to the card tomorrow. I don't even know why it's not on the card today. It should be. It's good. It's a good play. 7th inning, coming to a stretch. Like I said, just that sour taste. But, yeah. What do we like to do in the 7th stretch? We like to give you the best bet of the day. Best bet of the day. You probably already know what's coming, right? You remember in Shut Up and Pitch, we took 2 pitchers and faded the strikeout props? What was justification? Both teams hit the ball really well. Both teams don't strike out. That is a great recipe for an over. I like the full game over in this matchup. I like the F5 over, and that's what's going to go ahead and make the card as the best bet of the day. While the bullpens are stinking, to be fair, and you can easily stretch this to a full game over because the Giants bullpen is bottom 5. The Pirates bullpen is below league average, and all the stats that we talk about on a daily basis. With the Giants bullpen, like really bad. Like I'm talking like a 7.29, ERA, a 283 opponent's batting average. You can go full game. I'm going to target what we know we're getting, right, from a starting pitching, how the advantages line up with how we talked about, with the team just really hitting those lefties and righties respectively really well, not striking out. Ugly numbers from both of these pitchers. Harrison, we didn't really talk about his ERA. His was 5, and his whip was 1.3. So Pirates even average more runs on the road, and Giants even average more runs at home, which is where this game's being played in San Francisco. So really all the boxes really just check in this one. Giants F5 over 4.5, minus 104. Let's see. I'm curious where that line has gone. I tweeted that one out on FanDuel, minus 104. So let me check FanDuel. Curiosity's got me here. What was this? What's this one currently priced at? Surely people are agreeing with me and taking the over. Let's see if we're good on this one. It is now minus 102. What am I on? I'm on minus 104. It's interesting. A little bit more shaded to the under. Oh well, I'm content. I like it. Best bet of the day. Pirates, Giants, F5 over 4.5. Minus 104 would be the current price. Let's go ahead and do a parlay of the day. That's what we like to do here in the 8th inning. We call it double play. What's the parlay of the day? Everybody likes a parlay, and everybody needs a parlay to pay for Friday's bar tab because you're going to get your buddies out there, and you're going to rack it up, and you're going to be doing Friday shots, and you need a little help with that. Well, I'm your little help. Rays on the money line, taking on the White Sox. Am I even going to justify like a minus 230? Hell, even the run line's minus 135. White Sox aren't the worst, right? We said the Reds are the worst. White Sox are second worst. Their weighted runs created is literally a tick better than the Reds. Reds were 56. White Sox are 58. Batting average for the Reds was 162. It's 182 for the White Sox. So it's not bottom of the barrel anymore, but it's down there at the bottom of the barrel. They're awful. And meanwhile, the Rays, how about a top 10 offense? Just about league average. About league average gets you in the top 10 these days with how a lot of teams seem to be struggling. Bullpen-wise, this White Sox bullpen can't compare to what the Rays bullpen is doing right now. The ERA comparison is 2.4 to 5.1. The FIP is 3.4 to 5.9. The opponent's batting average is 176 to 286. It's White Sox giving up a lot of home runs, 2.3 versus 0.72 for it's better offense, it's better starter, it's better bullpen. Don't need to justify that one too much. The other one we're going to go ahead and parlay the Rays money line with is I really just want to focus on the Orioles today. But to be quite fair, I don't really want to mess around with that Orioles bullpen. The Orioles bullpen right now, their ERA is over 6. Their FIP is over 4.5. Their opponent's batting average is 253. I just want to avoid it because they're going up against the Oakland Athletics. And if for some reason, if this is a tight game, all of a sudden you want no part of Orioles minus 265. They can't get it done in the first 5. I'm not going up against this Athletics bullpen. So their strengths lie in the first 5, which is where Corbin Burns is on the mound up against Ross Stripling. That's an absolute mismatch. And then we look at the Athletics below the Mendoza line, hitting 186. Weighted runs created at 79. Not a lot of power at 339. The Baltimore Orioles are better and substantially better than all that, hitting 236. A lot of power at 427. Their weighted runs created is 114. A lot of less strikeouts too, 20.9%, as opposed to the Athletics at 28.3. So, of course, I just put my money to where my advantages lie in this matchup. My advantages lie in the first 5 innings when I'm getting the hitting advantage, and obviously the starting pitching with Burns up against Stripling. So parlay of the day comes in at plus 127 over on MGM. Rays on the money line, Orioles F5 run line, spotting them a half a run is what you're doing, plus 127. Let's go ahead and toss up all these bets, and then we'll come back and catch rapid fire. Let's talk about all these games. Got 8 of them for you there, Ryan. Got 8 of them. Let's go ahead and make it count. Here we go. We're going to, of course, do the 3 pitchers we talked about. Under 5 for Harrison, under 3 for Preister, and under 5 for Musgrove. Best bet of the day is going to be that Pirates-Giants F5 over 4.5, minus 104. I'll take the under 8.5 between Yankees and Brewers. And Corey, when you're at the game on Sunday, good luck. Hit me up. I'll try and find you a best bet in that game, my man. But do enjoy Sunday in Milwaukee. We'll have a good time. Reds F5 team total under 1.5 plus money. And then the parlay of the day makes the card. A lot to love in that parlay. Rays money line, Orioles F5 run line, plus 127. Let's catch every single game. We do a rapid fire is what we like to call it. I'll go ahead and talk about every single game from a money line, run line, and over-under perspective. Let's go ahead and kick it off with the Royals and Tigers with an over-under of 7.5. Royals plus 110, Tigers minus 130. Without a doubt, the best bet in this game is Reese Olson under 4.5 Ks at plus 106. I'll tell you why I didn't make the card. Because the Royals are striking out right now 14.7%. Sorry, that's the left-handed page. Let me get to the right-handed page. My apologies. It's even better. I thought it was 12. Yeah, it's 12 point. I thought that 14 sounded a little high. It's 12.9%. They're not hitting the ball at 224. Their weighted runs created is below league average at 94. So I was like, great hit rate on this one too with Reese Olson. Like, why am I not on it? Just took a peek back at what he did last year. In 2 starts against the Royals, he had like 8 Ks. And was it 8 and 7? It was well over the 4.5 number, and that was just enough. It's like what is he what's going on with the Royals that like he seems to have a fair amount of success against them. Otherwise, Reese Olson under 4.5 Ks, I think at plus money is a really good play. From a rapid fire perspective, I'll probably just like I thought the Royals bullpen was decent lately. Yeah. Royals bullpen's decent. This under of 7.5, I like it a lot. Almost made the card, in fact. We know this Tigers bullpen is top 10. The Royals bullpen has now joined them top 10, and neither team is really, hitting right-handers that well. You got 224 for the Royals, 222 for the Tigers. Both of them weighted runs created is below league average. Neither of them are, a lot of power. So I like the under here. Under 7.5. Under 7.5 in that matchup. Athletics and Orioles over under of 7.5 plus 215 for the Athletics. Orioles minus 265. Feel like we've been honing in on this Athletics team this week, and correctly called them doing well against the Yankees against the left-handed matchups on Monday and yesterday. Orioles. I'll go Orioles run line, but god damn. Like, Athletics could scrape across some late inning runs, though. But I do expect the Orioles to. I expect them to. Even though they could get some late inning runs, it's how much they should really struggle against Corbin Burns with their right-handed struggling numbers, how good he is. I'm going to do Orioles run line minus 120. Obviously, the money line's a good parlay piece, and obviously, I would just focus on the F5. When you really get all your advantages. Dodgers and Blue Jays with an over-under of 9. Dodgers minus 122. Blue Jays plus 102. Dodgers, we didn't talk about them on the show yet, but they've got the number 1 batting average right now versus right-handers. They've also got the number 1 weighted runs created, and they've got the number 1 OPS. The Dodgers right now are really elite right now versus right-handers. They only strike out at 20.4%, so Chris Bassett staying under his 5.5 Ks, also looks pretty good. You give me the Dodgers at, minus 122 when I'm currently coming to this matchup, best. My bullpen also sits top 10. Yeah, Dodgers money line minus 122 is an easy pull right there. Yeah, easy pull. Cubs and Red Sox over under of 7.5. Cubs minus 112. Red Sox minus 108. Sorry, Tim, you lose that team total on the hook. Not in that 6th inning. Thought maybe it was going to come home for you, Tim. My apologies, man. You're right there. Cubs on the money line, though, is going to go ahead and be the play. Minus 112. Sweeping the Astros. Got Imanga on the mound. Imanga. Yeah, Cubs. Let's peek a look here. Yeah. And then bullpen. Yeah, so they check out on bullpen. I check out on bullpen, even though they've used these good arms in this Astros series. I like Cubs minus 112. Cubs minus 112. Nationals and Marlins. Shit, Marlins throwing out a new pitcher. It's now changed to Anthony Maldonado. What? Glad I didn't bet that Nerfy now. That would have pissed me off. I don't even know who the hell this guy is. I don't have a bet in this game, right? Okay, yeah, good. So as we need to get a look at who Nathan Maldonado. Does that push Luzardo back tomorrow? And no longer Cabrera? Well, you got time to figure that out. Let's find out who Anthony Maldonado is. MLB debut. Yeah, I don't know, man. MLB debut. Probably still like the Nerfy. Nobody's seen this goddamn kid. Yeah, I probably still like the Nerfy. Nationals only hitting right-handers 221. Do need to look this up because obviously we're looking at left-handed stuff previously with Luzardo. Weighted runs created at 81. No real power, 320. Yeah, I still like the Nerfy. Yeah, still like the Nerfy. In terms of who winning this game from a rapid-fire standpoint, I'll go Marlins. Are they the dog? What's the prices? Minus 130, yeah. You should be because that Nationals bullpen's awful. So they actually get a nice bullpen advantage here for the Marlins. So let's hope Anthony Maldonado, the newness, can, sometimes that shit works when you haven't seen a guy. So we know that storyline, or maybe he'll be nervous as shit and get rocked. I wouldn't bet this game because of that, but I like Marlins minus 130. Cardinals and Mets over under of 7.5. Cardinals plus 114. Mets minus 135. Mets have cooled off. I know that. Yeah, Mets have cooled off. Cardinals, we know, have really kind of cooled off. And then bullpen-wise, we know the Mets still grade out. Yeah, Mets still grade out really good. And then there's St. Louis down towards the bottom. Mets minus 135. I'm good with that. You get some good hitting advantages. You get some good bullpen advantages. Mykolos, Butto, both of them probably like a number 3-ish starter. So, yeah. I'll take the hitting and bullpen advantages in spades. So, Mets minus 135. Guardians and Braves with an over-under of 8.5, plus 190 for the Guardians. Braves minus 230. Both of these teams are actually hitting left-handers pretty good. I like the over 8.5 in this matchup between Sale and Logan Allen. Give me the over 8.5. Guardians bullpen is too good to justify Braves minus 230. Yeah, I wouldn't do the Braves. I would just do the over. With both of them hitting left-handers pretty good. Yeah, I'd take over 8.5. Rays and White Sox move right along. Reds and Rangers really like the under. I bet under 9. Now the under is 8.5. I agree with everybody who's slamming the under in some capacity. Obviously, we're doing the Reds F5 team total. I did like the Rangers, obviously, to win this game. I mean, I'm not backing the team with the worst batting average versus right-handers to win a fucking ball game. So that shit ain't happening. So yeah, it's definitely Rangers, but I like the under more. I like the under more than I like the Rangers. Yankees and Brewers, I'm fine with really liking both the under and the Yankees money line. I really am, but the under is definitely the play with how good the Brewers bullpen is doing. Luis Hill should probably give you 5 innings of one-run ball with how these offenses are struggling. I think the under is a slam dunk, and I do like the Yankees pulling it out. I think their power will show. Don't be surprised if they win, 3-2 ball game, and it's like, via the home run, because that's the numbers say we should be getting some solo bombs from this game, or maybe 2-run, but whatever. Yankees money line under 8.5. Twins Angels over under of 8. Minus 112 for the Twins. Angels minus 108. I don't even know if I handicapped this game, to be honest. I knew just off the top of my head I didn't really want a piece of much. Sometimes you can just look and you're like, nah, I know I don't really want to bet that shit. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Twins don't have enough plate appearances versus left-handers to kind of make you trust. Angels, yeah, 20, below league average. Weighted runs created below league average. Strike out a ton, 27%. And the bullpens are, I'd assume Twins are better. Yeah, Twins are better. It's marginally better. Yeah, it's marginally better. 1.29 whip versus 1.25. FIP 3.8 versus 3.2. So it's a marginally better bullpen, but both bullpens are right around about league average. So I'll take over 8. I'll go over 8. I'll believe that the Twins number is real, even though there's only 52 plate appearances. If that's a real number, I for sure want to be holding on to over 8. So I'll take Twins, Angels over 8. Phillies and Padres over under of 7.5, minus 112 for the Phillies. Padres minus 108. Well, what do we know from just betting this week? We know Phillies are hitting the ball really well. We know Padres are hitting the ball really well. That was one of our cashes yesterday, and they were going up against a right-hander. They're going up against another right-hander today. I already don't expect neither pitcher to really get strikeouts. While there may be strikeout guys, if you look at Nola and Musgrove, the stats are all say just take the goddamn under. Both teams not striking out. Both teams hitting really well. It's an over 7.5 for me. Too low of a total with the way these offenses are humming. And you know that Phillies bullpen, okay, great. Yeah, kept the Reds down, but they're the worst team in baseball. Your bullpen numbers are bad. Now you got to go up against a really good Padres offense. Over 7.5. Forced to pick a winner. While keeping in mind, I like the over a ton more. A lot more. Actually, I'm not even going to say over-under because Padres bullpen's bottom 10 right now. Phillies bullpen's bottom 3. We know that. Their ERA is 8.27. That opponent's batting average is 3.03. And you're running into this Padres offense that is literally right behind the Phillies. Right behind. They're hit 287. We hit 282. 490 slug, 400. 127, 117 weighted runs created. This over 7.5 has got to be a hit, I think. Just curious, what does Odds Trader have for a predicted score? Not that that's the end-all, be-all. There's 10 boxes you got to check? This is just a box. We know you're not going to be able to check all 10 in a bet, so this is one of the 10, let's say. They've got everything's got to be on the hook. Everything's got to be on the hook. They got a 5-3 game. They've got Padres winning. I think the over is a slam dunk. I'm not worried about a winner in that. I could do both pitchers under on their strikeouts. I am doing one of them for sure. Yeah. There's a couple of these little over-unders I could add to the card. Diamondbacks, Mariners, we'll just skip that game. We already talked about it. And Pirates, Giants, we'll just skip that game. Obviously, I like Mariners, and obviously I like the over in Pirates, Giants. I like this over in Phillies, Padres. What's your best DraftKings 2 promo? I'll do, we got ours right yesterday. I said Twins. It was juicier in hell, but did get it right. I think maybe my alternative ones. We'll run through the list, so therefore if you want juice, no juice, people can decide. Orioles for sure. Should jump out at some point with a 2-0 lead. I do like the Dodgers at minus 122. I think that's fantastic, and they're the road team. Again, number 1 right now versus right-handers. I think Dodgers at minus 122. Actually, I'm going to log in now. I haven't used mine. I'll make it with you here. We'll still work our way through, but Orioles, Dodgers looking good. I'm going to log in with you and slap my $10 max bet on something. Coming along with you, Ryan. We'll work our way through the list and see which is the best option. Let me opted in. Orioles, Dodgers, I like. Rays, for sure. Another road team, too. Like that. I bet the Rangers. Rangers could be good for it. And that's probably it. I'm going to lock in on the Dodgers, personally. I'm getting the number 1 offense. What? And I'm getting minus 1. I'm getting the number 1 offense, and it's minus 122. And I'm on the road. Dodgers minus 122, man. What am I talking about? I could honestly add Dodgers money line to the card. I could add that over 7.5 between Phillies Padres to the card. Any other questions, fellas? Because shit may be getting added here. I'm really liking some of these. What's the best line? What's the best price for Dodgers money line? Minus 120 over on Caesars. I was just curious. What as long as I'm here, what are y'all predicting from a game? 5-3 Dodgers win. Love it. 5-3 Dodgers win. I love it. I'm gonna hit this over 7.5 between Padres Phils. That shit's hitting. I don't care about Musgrove. I don't care about Aaron Nola. Stats looking really stinking good. Bullpens are shit on a stick. So price shopping that. I'm probably gonna. I don't have a bet in that game, right? Oh no, I got the pitching prop. Let me see if I can find what's the over. Oh, you can get minus 110. Minus 110 FanDuel. I like it. Normal juice attached. Can't remember if I bought it. I'm gonna do it again. DraftKings will tell me duplicate bet. You can't do it. Okay, I did bet it. I'm gonna actually see what Caesar Sports has for both of those, and if they've got a better price, I'll go in again. So we have the better price together. I'm thinking about adding it. This where's the Blue Jays bullpen for a second? Just need to see Blue Jays bullpen. Compare it to the Dodgers here for a second. ERA is a 1.6 advantage. FIP is a 0.5 advantage. WHIP's a 0.27. Opponent's batting average is 0.5 advantage. Blue Jays giving up more home runs out of the bullpen. Dodgers bullpen is also striking out more out of the bullpen. I mean, why am I not taking the Dodgers at minus 120? Hitting, we got Gavin Stone. I need to look him up. Yeah, but Blue Jays have regressed. They're down to hitting 2. It's the number one offense. All right. I just need to look up Gavin Stone, and I just want to make sure Aaron Nola is not on like this great tear. And I'm going to add those 2 picks to the card. Woo! Friday, baby. Let's, for the people, let's jump into this Oh my God, I was sitting there all muted. Oh my God, how long was I muted for? Holy shit. Holy shit, how long was I muted for? Shit. I muted it to blow my nose, and then... Wow, that's frustrating. Wow. I'm just sitting here talking 10 minutes all by myself. That's wow, that's really annoying. Wow. I must have accidentally hit the button throwing the picks up on the screen. That's my bad. Shit. Well, it is what it is. My apologies. Damn it. Man, I can't believe I did that. All right, boys, get your screenshot. Those two bets that I put up there, Dodgers money line, Phillies, Padres, official bets. Official bets. You can hear me now, though, right? Yeah, it's back up now. You can hear now, right, Mike? Should be able to hear now. God damn it. Shit. Yeah. Man, that hurts. That hurts. All right. We'll end the show there. Shit. Last 10 minutes was wasted breath, apparently. All right. Enjoy the weekend, fellas. Have a good time. Let's cash. Have ourselves a nice little Friday here. And, yeah, I guess I'll do this again on Monday. Damn. That hurts. All right. See you, fellas. Enjoy the weekend. Let's cash it.